So, like I was saying, if you have bought a property that is excision in process at Ibeju Lekki, anything that is in process still indicates that that property is still a government property. So the very first thing you need to do is to do a registered survey. Now, with the registered survey and several other things that they will request from you, you can use it to apply for a government allocation at lands in Alausa. Now, if it is excision, the truth of the matter is we have two types of excision. We have the approved excision and we have the gazetted excision. Now, what many real estate companies call approved excision are actually proposed excision. Now, a gazetted excision is an excision that has been recorded and published for public viewing. So for such excision, all you just need is a gazette number. So that's why you most properties come out as gazette. Now, if it is gazette, it is very easy to publish your C of O or any other title you may want to do on that property. But if it is proposed, what you will need to do now basically is that you will have to start working on a governor's consent. So it is possible because right now they are not giving out excision, they are not signing excision again, they are not signing gazette. So if that property is still excision, just like they have said, you will start working on your government. Now the reason why you have to do this is that yesterday President Muhammadu Buhari inaugurated the deep sea, the Lekki, the Dangote fertilizer plant. There are still the free trade zone. We still have the free trade zone. We have two major deep sea ports. So government's in eye is in the Ibeju Lekki. So if having excision as a property in those axes is not even safe anymore. There are times where it used to be safe, where it doesn't matter. Because the truth of it, let me tell you what's going on in Alausa. If you bought a property in Alausa and you said it has excision and you're not further processing the title, this is what they are doing. It's a case of the highest bidder. If somebody approached them for that same property and the person gets the title on that property, government will sell to that person. Yes, they will. That is what is going on in Alausa. So if you are doing any property in Ibeju at the moment, if it is not a gazette or C of O, please let it go. I know why I'm saying this because the amount of money you will spend to perfect that title Alausa is better for you to buy either gazette or C of O. Now, you won't understand why I'm saying this. Is because of the fact that, in fact, this thing I'm saying now, a lot of them will come from my head because I'm exposing a lot of secrets. And that is why I'm here. That is why I established this channel because I want you to understand what is going, the gimmicks that is going on in the Nigerian real estate industry and why Ibeju Lekki is very, very important. And another thing is, don't ever buy a property in Ibeju Lekki if your surveyor has not charted it. What most of these companies are doing, hey Jesus, people high go clear, if I'm allowed to say that. Ibeju Lekki is everywhere, is government eye is on it. So having an untitled property now at Ibeju Lekki is not even a while. So they will say, some people bought property at Lekki phase 1, they made, yes, true, they bought it, but did they tell you that those people that maybe they bought that property as excision and some other, they still went further to process and perfect the title. So these are some of the things you need to do. I'm going to recap it again because I'm rounding off this video. Now, if you have bought a property that is excision in process, get a registered surveyor, do a registered survey on this property, then start working for your government allocation as soon as possible. If it is excision, if it's not a gazetted excision, then start working for the governor's consent. Now, it is possible for you to have excision with some property, with some documents, and you start working on your governor's consent. Now, if you don't do it, and you still have it in mind that you have a property in Ibeju Lekki and government strikes, the tendency that you may lose that property to the highest bidder, because a lot of things is most of these properties have excision in process. A lot of people have been going to government, and what they are doing presently is a case of the highest bidder. So whoever pays what government wants gets the land. So that is one of the things I want you to know. So on this episode of Property Matters, I hope I've been able to expatiate on this and tidy up a lot of things. So if you have questions, a lot of things that you need to do, or perhaps you've bought some properties, of course you can drop your comments below this caption. Of course, you are coming across this property channel for the first time, please don't subscribe. I'm going to be doing a lot of episodes, and you will be glad that you're on this channel. So, a very big thank you to everybody who stayed at the beginning of this video. I remain at Tejari Ademola, your number one professional property consultant. All right, so have a nice day and see you in my next episode. Bye. All right, it's a beautiful day to you, our wonderful and smart investors. Has been your day? So, today I've been talking about three important questions you should ask your realtor. I spoke about it in the last episodes, and if you have not seen it, of course, you can subscribe on this channel, and of course, you can check previous videos that I've made concerning that. Yes, I talked about three important questions that you should ask your realtor, that is asked, that of course introduced Ibeju Lekki property to you, and of course I explained a lot. So today I intend to continue from there, and I will be talking about um why you need to perfect your title. If you have bought a property that is excision in process, or you have bought a property that is freehold and it is located in a Bejuleki, you need to perfect the title as soon as possible. Now, in the last video, I mentioned that most of these developers don't have the intention of perfecting the title. Of course, when you look at it, the land, maybe perhaps you bought the land for 500k, 700k, 900k, 1 million, and some other things like that. Now, when they calculate the cost of perfecting the title, it will be more than the price they sold the land to you. So, if you have a property that is freehold or excision in process, perhaps you bought it many years ago, this video is for you, and I will not hide anything for you. Now, the very first thing you should do, let's assume you bought an excision in process, then you should ask the company for the excision file number and go and start a registered survey on that property. Yes, you need to start a registered survey on that property as soon as possible. And of course, if your property is also freehold, you also need to do the same, because the truth of the matter is, what is going on in the Ministry of Land today is that for property you bought for excision in process, the property you bought for freehold, what is happening in Lausa is that government will resell that land to somebody who approached them for title perfection. I'm going to say this again. Government at Alausa will resell that land to an individual who is ready to perfect the title. So most times it's always a case of the highest bidder. And that is why title perfection is very important. I know a lot of you won't get to see this kind of video, because a lot of realtors perhaps that must have sold the excision in process or freehold to you may be scared, because you start calling for a lot of things. So working on those things are very important, very important, and you need to start considering that as soon as possible. Because the truth of the matter is that, let's say you bought a property that is excision, and the excision has not been gazetted. Now, on that property, you need to work on how to get government allocation. Okay, so you need to get government allocation, or perhaps you may even get a governor's consent. But the most important thing basically is that you have an excision in process land in Lekki, you have a land that is freehold. That simply means those properties don't have a title yet. There's nothing like freehold. They say it's freehold. Of course, the freehold is a property that is not um in use in plan, but it's still a government land. So good title starts from maybe from